It's not that I'm lazy, it's that I just don't care. Welcome to my review of the movie Office Space. Office Space was released in February 1999. It was written and directed by Mike Judge and stars Ron Livingston and Jennifer Aniston. Office Space tells the story of Peter Gibbons, played by Ron Livingston, who works at a company called Initech. Working at Initech sees Ron experience some of the thickest corporate drag imaginable. Memos, annoying coworkers, having to come in over the weekend, and everything in between. After experiencing another worst day of his life, he goes to see a hypnotherapist, who dies in the middle of the session, leaving Ron blissfully indifferent to everything around him. After a while of fulfilling every escapist fantasy one might have when working in a corporate environment, he finds that, surprisingly, he ends up promoted, and some of his friends are fired. Now this leads to the rest of the plot, where Ron and two fellow coworkers scheme to embezzle money from the company as revenge, and with the goal of not having to work ever again. This plan inevitably backfires, and the trio believe they will be caught and arrested. Luckily, they are saved from this fate by the Initech building burning down. Nevertheless, they learn from their mistake and move on in life, with Ron giving up corporate life in exchange for a job in construction. It is a classic tale of rebellion against the system. Office Space takes a mundane topic and turns it into a classic of comedy gold. Now here are some of the main characters. First, we have Peter Gibbons, our main character, who is presented as the everyday, normal, disgruntled worker. Next, we have Lumberg. Gary Cole does an amazing job portraying Bill Lumberg, who is the physical manifestation of everything you hate in a boss. He could be seen as the main antagonist of the story. Michael Bolton is a great programmer with an unfortunate name who is someone fired despite being actually productive. Next, we have Milton, who is quiet, mumbly, and has been pushed around and ignored more than anyone else. Joanna is another worker who hates her job, but winds up with a rather forgettable plotline due to not having much character growth. Office Space plays with several themes, the most prominent of which is soul-sucking corporate life. This theme is constantly satirized, and brilliantly so. The TPS reports, dreary lighting, terrible copy machine, the grating voice of Bill Lumberg. It's just perfect.
Did you see the memo about this?
The movie also explores rebelliousness and escapism through the plot of letting go and not caring about the job or work or bills. The movie doesn't just mock office life, it realizes the daydream about smashing the copier or saying no to overtime. Now we'll talk about the positives of the movie. Now this movie has many positives. The comedy is one of the easiest parts of this movie to appreciate. Nearly everything said or done is funny and satirical. The social commentary that is encompassed by the comedy boldly criticizes the corporate life and points out the flaws in the status quo. According to Ben J. Weinberg, the soundtrack of hip-hop and rap from the 90s also makes it a true film from that decade. Despite it having so many good aspects, Office Space, of course, can't be flawless. According to one user on IMDb, the second half of the movie veers so far away from the original intent that I, as a viewer, was left wondering who exactly Ron Livingston's character was. As this user says, the movie starts off as an office comedy, but when the scheme to embezzle starts, it transforms, and large parts no longer focus on the office and why it sucks. Another aggravating aspect of the movie is the love story with Joanna. Joanna feels rather shoehorned in because she barely interacts with any of the characters from The Office, and the romance is pretty bare bones. They don't, go into much. It's pretty surface level. Office Space is more than just a comedy. It's an exploration of culture and conformity in an environment that is quite common today, that being the corporate technology job. If you've ever felt the soul-crushing monotony of office work, or just need a good laugh, Office Space is the perfect movie to watch. Overall, its positives far outweigh its negatives, and for that reason, Office Space will remain an easy recommendation for me.
PC load letter? What the fuck does that mean?